Standard AI chatbots require a manual cycle. You copy a snippet from your editor, paste it into a browser, ask a question, and paste the answer back. Claude Code removes that friction by living directly inside your local environment and reading your active codebase. It navigates your file system, maps your project structure, and executes terminal commands to modify your code. It operates as an autonomous agent within your specific workspace. In the next few minutes, we are going to install this agent, set up its long-term memory, and have it safely execute a complete multi-step coding task. Before we begin, you need two things. First, an active Claude API key to authenticate the agent. Second, an isolated test project. Deploying a new AI agent on live production code is a critical failure point. You have to treat this tool exactly like you would a newly hired junior developer. Give it a safe sandbox to work in until you understand how it makes decisions. Start by installing the package via your terminal. When it prompts you for your API key, make sure you're using secure credentials, ideally scoped specifically for this project, to keep your main account safe. Once installed, we need to give the agent its memory. Looking at this text editor, you can see a file named CLAUDE.md. We place this right in the root directory. It contains specific sections for project rules, coding standards, and architecture notes. This is where you lay down the law for your project. You might include mandates like always use strict TypeScript typing, or require the agent to write a passing unit test for every new function it creates. Every time you interact with Claude Code, it reads this file first. It acts as a persistent set of instructions, so you don't have to repeat your preferences in every single prompt. By locking these constraints into a static file, you transition from using a generic assistant to working with a specialized developer that follows your project's unique guidelines. Let's give the agent its first task, using plan mode. The agentic loop consists of 4 steps. Starting in the observe phase, Claude reads your files and maps dependencies. Plan mode ensures the agent pauses after this step, drafting a solution for your review. You have the option to run in auto-accept mode, where the agent executes immediately. But sticking to approval mode keeps you as the final authority, ensuring no files are modified without your explicit sign-off. Once you hit approve, the agent takes over. It autonomously navigates your directories, writing and editing the necessary code across multiple files simultaneously to build the structure you requested. After writing the code, the loop enters the reflect phase. The agent automatically reviews its own changes, checks for errors, and then prepares a clean commit to add to your repository. Here is the before and after view of our test directory. On the left is where we started, and on the right you can see the new interconnected files the agent successfully generated and linked together. Exploring the codebase, planning an approach, executing the code, and committing the work is exactly how professional software teams operate. Claude Code simply automates those steps, functioning as a complete workflow engine. The system does have constraints. The agent operates within a limited context window. If you force it to hold too much code or too many irrelevant files in its active memory, its performance drops and it begins hallucinating incorrect solutions. This graphic represents the agent's working memory. Running the /context command shows how much data is loaded. If it hits the limit, use /compact. This compresses active memory, dropping irrelevant noise while keeping core instructions intact. When you finish one feature and move on to a completely different coding task, use the /clear command. This completely wipes the agent's active memory, giving it a clean slate so old code doesn't pollute the new work. Knowing what data to include and exactly when to clear it out is the most valuable skill you can develop here. Proper context management guarantees your agent produces reliable, deterministic results every time. We've installed the local agent, locked in our project rules using a Claude.md file, executed a complete planning and coding loop, and optimized the memory limits. You now have a context-aware code developer actively navigating your local environment, replacing the manual process of copying and pasting snippets between tools. From here, you can start encoding your own expertise into the system using skills, and set up hooks to automate repeatable actions, like running your formatting tools every time you hit save. Soon, you'll also be able to implement the model context protocol. This infrastructure layer connects your agent directly to external tools, databases, and third-party APIs. Mastering this foundational loop shifts your role entirely. You transition from a solo developer writing syntax to the manager of an autonomous engineering workflow.